Hi everybody, Alex Employee here from Expert Forex, and in today's video we're going to be looking at another free tool that you can use to choose the best currency for your trade. Now yesterday I produced this video where I showed 5 great tools that you can use to find the best currency to trade, and subsequently one of our clients made me aware of another tool that I had left out. So that is why I'm making this video. I'm going to show you another tool that you can use to determine whether your currencies are trending currencies or sideways currencies and so on. And why is that important? Again, just to remind you that if you're going to be trading a trending currency, you want to use trending robots and trending techniques, breakout techniques, those kind of things. And if you want to trade sideways currencies, you need to use sideways forex trading robots and trading techniques. As simple as that. So on your screen you can see a brand new demo account that I've opened, and typically that's what it displays in the default profile. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4 currencies displayed. I'll just try and remember which currencies they are, because what I want to do is I want to add another 12 currencies, so that we got 16 currencies that we can look at. And here I go. So the franc is already there, the pound is already there, the yen is already, the euro is there. So I'm going to add the CAD, and I'm going to add the Aussie. Then I'm going to go down here, I'm going to add the euro pound, most probably not that one, the euro yen, the pound yen, Aussie New Zealand, euro New Zealand, yes. And let's see which other ones there are. We've got all of those. I don't know if we've got the CAD, but I'll just add it in if it's I'll just delete it if it's surplus. And the New Zealand. Okay, so let's see how many I have. I'm just going to tile the window. What I want to see is 4 rows of 4. So I'm missing 2 currencies. Let's just check if the CAD has been duplicated. Yep, it has. So I need 3 more currencies. So let's go back and find those currencies. I'm going to add the Euro CAD in there, and we need 2 more. So let's have a look. I think those are all taken. Those are, I'll just add the euro franc, and then we'll just need 1 more, which is going to be CAD yen. Okay, so now we'll sort that again, and yeah, there we are. We've got 14 currencies on our screen. That's the first step of what I wanted to do. So I'm going to actually show you how I create this tool that I'm using right now. So I'm going to go to the euro and open that up, and I'm going to format it for the multiple moving average indicator. So let's add the actual indicator on, and the indicator is a moving average, and I'm going to start with a moving average of 4. I'm going to use the red one, and I'm going to use, because this is the first one, I'm going to make it a little bit thicker than normal, and I'm going to say OK. So there's our 4 moving average, and I'm just going to delete that to get it out of the way. Then I'm going to add another one, and I just add 4 to the 4, so I'll make 8, and I use a different color, a blue, and I use a lighter color because I don't want it to stand out too much. I'll use the second one. So there's the second one, and then I add another one. So I'm going to add about 6 of these. You can use 5 or 6. Maybe 5 will be enough for this purpose. So the first thing is you try and find a color that's slightly different to what we've already got. We'll go for that. No, maybe something darker. We'll go for that particular color, and we'll make it a 12, and that's strength. Yeah, that's looking good. And we do the same thing again. I think you're getting the hang of this. So that will be 12, that will be 16, and we'll do a green this time. Although this might not show up that well, it's fine. So we've got, how many we've got? We've got 4, we need another 2. So let's do that, and we'll find another moving average, and this time it'll be 20, and the color will be orchid, and that's okay. And then the last color we'll make, I like doing the last one as a blue, so we'll do that. We'll create a nice darkish blue, and we'll also make it a slightly thicker than the normal one, and we'll make that a 24. So now we should have 6 moving averages on our screen. Okay, that's great. So that's the first step. And then the second one is I want to black out all the noise behind that, because I actually only want to see the moving averages. So how we do that is we go to properties, we say we want a black and white screen, we say I'm going to be using bars, so the bars are going to be very light gray, or dark gray is also okay, gray there, and we are going to have the grid is going to be a mauvey color, because we don't want to see too much of the grid. And let's just click on OK, see what that looks like, and then let's move this to bars. Okay, so that's now we don't really want to see the price action that much. We want to actually see the moving averages, because those are the ones that are going to tell us whether the currency is trending or trading sideways. Now on this particular screen you can immediately see there's a phase over there that it was trading sideways, then it started trending, then it traded sideways, then it trended for a short while and broke through and is now trending downwards. So this is what you would call a trending currency. So we'll move it to the side a bit, and now that we've set this up, we want to remember it. So we go template, and we save the template as multiple moving average. As simple as that. Okay, so that one is saved. So I just close it, and there we have it. And now let's do the same thing with all the others. So all I do is I load that template on there, load the template on there, and we load the template on there. So I'll do this for all of them. I'm going to do it the long way. You can actually see me creating this particular set of charts. Now why I'm doing this is that I want to see a lot of currencies at the same time, so that I can immediately see currencies that are going sideways and currencies that are trending and that kind of thing in one glance. I don't want to open and close charts all the time, and this is a pretty good way of doing that. Okay, so there we have a view of 16 currencies, and you can see there are certain ones in certain phases. But remember, we are now on the hourly chart, which is not the chart that I had in mind. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the same thing with the time frames, and I'm going to go for the weekly chart. And we're going to go for the weekly chart. And why are we going to do for the weekly chart? Because the weekly chart will give us a long-term view of what the currency is currently doing. And that's what I'm after. The weekly chart will give a good long-term view of whether the currency is trending or trading sideways or what it's doing. Okay, let's see. So I'm sure you all can do this using MT4 and the templates, so that's all good. And I should have actually just saved it as a weekly template in the first place, then I wouldn't have had to do what I'm doing now. Okay, so now you can see that there are certain charts that have profiles that for instance, there's a trending profile, a trending profile, a trending profile, all over the place, but trying to trend upwards profile. There's a trending one that's actually stopping the trend. That one is a downward trend, but has stopped because the red is starting to move up, and that's a trending. So can you see how easy it is to identify sideways currencies and trending markets based on what you see on the moving averages? Now, this is a weekly one, and the next step is to go to profiles, save profile as weekly MA, weekly multiple MA. Okay, so now we save it as a profile, and look down at the bottom. The name of this profile is no longer default. It is now weekly MA. But I would also like to see this on the daily chart. So let's do that. So how we do that is we simply go and we save this as the daily multiple MA. All right, so now it's daily. Now it's the daily MA profile, but it's got a weekly charts on it. So all we do is we do the long way that I've done before. We change them all into daily. So now I've got two profiles that I can open and have a look at what the shorter term is, which is daily, and the longer term is in terms of what the status of this particular currency is. So let's just finish the daily update, and then we'll look at what's going on there. Okay, that's the whole lot. So, all right, here's an extreme. Here you can see the New Zealand dollar is just crashing down. It's just all of the EA, all of the moving averages are just pointing down. That's obviously in a strong downward trend. You would not trade that with a sideways market EA or sideways market technique. You would wait for it to stop trending. So we can clearly see that the New Zealand dollar is currently in a trending format. Now the euro franc is actually consolidating. Look at that. All of the MAs are coming together and they're consolidating. So there's a consolidating currency. There's also a consolidating currency over there. There's a consolidating currency. And there's a consolidating currency that has just broken into a trend. There's again is a strong trend. There's a consolidating currency, but trending upwards. Trending currency, mildly trending currency, trending currency. All the MAs are pointing down. This one is consolidating with a view to a possible downward trend. Here's a consolidation. That's a sideways market, and there is a consolidating but with a downward bias. And here's one that's trying to break out into an upward trend, and there's one that's trying to break down into a downward trend. So can you see how easy it is to evaluate whether a currency is trading sideways or whether it's trending? And when you know this knowledge, you don't go and trade sideways techniques in a hard, strongly trending currency, and you don't go and trade trending techniques when you see the currency consolidating. And if I had to choose between the daily and the weekly, so let's go and have a look at the weekly. There's the weekly. The weekly tells us a bigger story because we are looking at about a 3-month to 4-month period, and the weekly gives us a better view of whether the currencies have been trending or trading over a longer period. So yeah, you can see big trends happening, big trends still happening. Those are the more important ones because they are on the weekly charts, and they are still showing you that this currency, the euro, is weakening compared to the yen quite considerably. So the weekly charts, people are going to ask, what is the most important, the daily or the weekly? The weekly will give you a better profile of the general nature of the currency at the moment. The daily will give you a shorter term profile of what it is. And you will get the situation where the currency is trending downwards like that, but in the short term it might be consolidating on the daily. But here is the bigger picture view. So here's another tool that you can use to decide which currencies to use. This tool gives you a clear view of the strongly trending currencies, the sideways currencies, the all over the show currencies, the ones that are unsure, that kind of thing. And don't worry if you can't make out whether the thing is trending or trading, then it is an unsure currency and you just move on from there. But it is a tool that you can use for deciding which currencies to use when trading trending EAs or techniques or sideways. The other thing is I'm using 16 currencies. You can use 20 currencies if you want, or you can use 12 currencies. It's really up to you. You can also vary the currencies that we use. I see I've left the pound New Zealand off here. That's quite an important one. So I would most probably add that to this group. But also it explains why the Make Money EA has made so much money, because it has been involved in these pound trends downwards and the euro yen trends down. You can see overall the market is a trending market. If you look at it overall, very few of the currencies are actually consolidating and trading sideways, and that is why the Make Money is the EA of the day. Now we might look at this in a month's time and the whole market might be consolidating, and then the Make Money won't be the EA of the day. Then the things like the Dream Machine or the Grid Trend Multiplier or something like that might be the flavor of the day at that particular time. But this gives you early warning. Here's the weekly figure, and there's the daily figure. So the daily figure gives you the early warnings. The weekly figures show you the general trends that exist at the moment. Now, yesterday I showed you the three tables, and you can see the one table displayed over here, and there's the second table, and there's the third table, and you'll see a strong correlation between what I've just shown you on the multiple moving average charts and the numbers that these tables are generating. There's a strong correlation between the trendiness or consolidation nature of the particular currencies that we're looking at. By the way, we are consolidating these three tables into one EA, which should be available hopefully by the end of this week or early next week. Now, I hope you found this interesting. I hope you can reconstruct what I've just done here. I thought I'd do it hands-on so that you can see how to set up templates, see how to set up profiles, and how to save your profiles and templates and reuse them over and over again. So from me, Alex Deploy, cheerio.